All right, going in. We going in. Hey, how's everybody doing out there? Hey, welcome to the show. For those who do not know, my name is Brian, aka Uncle B. Want to welcome you here. We are going to be talking about a very interesting topic because we all want to do it. We all want to get old, but we don't want to age. And let's go ahead and talk about how we could do that. If you could go ahead and go to the comment section, let me know who you are, where you are from, and actually, let's have some fun this time. Go ahead and put your age in there so we can sort of go off of that because that's what we're talking about tonight. Hey, what's going on, Jarius? All right, locked in early. Yes, the education will be televised. Will be YouTubed, I guess you would say. For those guys who do not know, my name is Brian, aka Uncle B, and for the last 21 years, I've been the men's performance coach with African Fly, the liquid aphrodisiac, and this is what I do. Got a lot of information. Been doing this for a long time, and want to make sure you have the information so you can have the type of sex life that you want to have. All right. Lafayette, yes, Jarius Lafayette. Is that you saying you're 337 or is that 37? But yeah, fellas, this is really important subject right here. Do want to get some feedback from you, and we do. I do answer questions. The way that we run this format is basically this. I'm gonna go through and talk about our subject of the day, and the subject of the day is really about your age, and as you go through life, what changes and what changes you need to make, what adjustments you need to make so you get the best out of your love life, your sex life, your relationships, all of that good stuff. Of course, gotta thank my staff for being on board, helping me out, make sure we get this show running right. Keep me under control. That's for sure. What's going on, Jose? Jerry is 40. Oh, the 40. Love that number. Uh-huh. Jose, appreciate you, man. Oh, wow. Cool. Jose says his sex life has gotten better because of the channel. All right. California in the house. Yeah. It's crazy to hear the number of guys who, they're paying attention. It's making a difference. So, and it does. It does make a difference in terms of just making those changes in your life. And the rewards are great. The rewards are great. Let me see. I want to make sure I'm at the right spot here. Okay. Yeah. I have a bunch of things going on here. But yeah, it's really important that we talk about this particular subject because, like I said, everybody wants to get older, but the thing is, you don't want to just get old. You want to have your body working correctly, your body working for you. Otherwise, you're going to run into a whole bunch of issues. John, 66 and still have that morning wood. Yeah. That is the goal, guys. That is the goal. We talk about the sexual performance scale. That's when you're at the top when you get in that morning wood. So good to hear that from you, sir. What's going on, Lawrence? Maca root and saw palmetto. We'll talk about that in a second. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Mr. Cody, 52. I don't lift heavy, but I do more lighter weight. Okay, yeah. I mean, my preference is for you to lift a little bit heavier, but whatever works for you. At the end of the day, it is your body. You have the final call, as it were. Just call me Juan. Gotcha, man. All right. Uh-huh. All right, we got a believer in the house. What's going on with you, Tymack? So, let's go ahead and get started because this is a great question. When we're talking about you and getting older, it is about making adjustments. It's about understanding that you are going to change. There is no doubt about it. This is the way that your body is designed to work. And really, this is the most important part, guys, is that, the earlier you start, the easier it's going to be for you. As you go through life, you can end up with a whole bunch of different habits that get harder and harder to kick. Things that you just, you got triggers behind it and everything. I'm actually going through reading the book Atomic Habits. And it talks about just the things that we go through and we get stuck on stuff. So, the things that we're talking about today are the habits that you have to change as you age. And the first thing is you have to unlearn what you've already learned because it's sort of crazy when you think about it, but the next generation of men coming up are the first generation to not live as long as their father. So it's like your son not living as long as you. As hard as it is to contemplate, if you think about it, if you're around my age, you growing up, McDonald's was a treat. It was every once in a while. It closed. TV turned off. Things were different, but now we're awake, we're hunched over computers, blah blah blah, and people are getting sicker. We have to learn how to breathe better because we're not outside all the time and just enjoying ourselves. We're more stressed all the time, so we don't breathe as much. We don't get the type of sleep because we have lights, camera, action. We're on. We have TV all the time. All right. Is that Jose 38? Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah. Let me go ahead and put that up on the screen right quick. I do want you guys to. We like to get educated around here, so yeah, go ahead and check out Atomic Habits. We have to get used to under eating, and we're pushed that you're supposed to eat all the time. You're supposed to, even you know generations of people at this point have been told that you're supposed to eat all the time. We have gatherings weekly, Saturday brunch, Sunday brunch, things like that, where you're supposed to eat. We have to fight gravity. That's just the long and short of it. People who don't fight gravity stay still and dead. So we're not trying to get to that. You have to get rid of that sweet tooth, and just realize that alcohol is a problem. Uh, Some people don't like to deal with that side of things, but yes, alcohol is a problem for you. And when it comes to that sexual performance scale, you do want to be a 10. You do want to be 66 and have a morning erection all the time. And just understanding that, we've been taught, and this is actually sort of recent, this whole concept of eating death, eating animals is very new. This isn't something that our ancestors did at this level. Somebody in the comment section earlier today was like, they were eating animals in the Bible. Not every day, because you couldn't. There was not like an industrial chicken farm or pig farm or cow farm delivering stuff on a refrigerated truck to a refrigerated grocery store where you went by in your car, in your refrigerated car, and took it back to your refrigerated house and then cooked the food. That wasn't happening. It was like you kill an animal, you eat it right then and there. Maybe you could preserve it, dry it out, something like that. But no, you couldn't do it the way we're doing it right now. So yes. The meat is not a good thing. And of course, we're stressed out beyond comparison nowadays, and we don't want to have that. For the guys who are new, once again, my name is Brian, aka Uncle B, and this is what we do. We talk about men's performance, men's sexual health issues. If you could do me a favor, go ahead and hit that like button if you have not done so. And I'm not sure why you would do it. Go ahead and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button so you can join us. We like getting your comments. We like getting your your feedback. If you want me to talk about certain things, do a show about it. I like doing that. What's going on, Damon? Good to see you. Good evening to you, sir. Good evening, sir. But yeah, go ahead and hit me up in the comment section. But I digress. Let's continue on. So here's the thing: if you are experiencing any level of erection loss right now, get a hold of yourself and get it taken care of, because the good news is you can do something about it. The bad news, if you don't, it will get worse. This is not like, I do nothing and it's going to get better. That has never happened. There's no Benjamin Buttons reset on your penis. It doesn't work like that. And you should expect this to happen. I know when you're younger, you're thinking like, oh, I'll live forever. I don't understand when you get older and you got a woman around, you're not trying to do blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Live your life, sir. Let's see what happens. You're going to have to adjust your lifestyle right now. The earlier you start this, like I said before, you start improving your lifestyles, your habits, all this stuff, the less damage you'll do. And that's because the whole goal of life, let's be serious about this. The whole goal of life is to get old, but not to age. It is not to get a job and keep working and then hit like 65 and die at 68. That is not the goal here. That's what somebody else set up for you. You don't have to play. You don't have to fall for that trick. And just think about it. I did the math on myself, and in terms of just in my life, the level of partying and celebrations and things, just wrong things I've been doing. So I mean, not wrong, but what goes along with it. So Got to get that water. When we're talking about Super Bowl parties, I've been to 25 Super Bowl parties. That's not to mention, the Mike Tyson fights back in the day, the boxing parties, the championship basketball games, and every time it was like some Doritos, some chips, some beef, some hot dogs, something else was going on. That was just normal. So you think about the number of times you've done that. So at my age, 25 minimum Super Bowl parties, Lord knows how many other parties, happy hours. If you're just doing 2 happy hours a month over 20 years, that's 500. If you're doing the same thing for nightclubs, that's like for 10 years. So let's say you cut out the nightclub scene early. That's 250. If you've been doing the animal things, there's 200 animals a month, like I was back in the day. That's over 30 years. That's 720,000. I mean, damn, sir, ma'am, that's damn near a million. That's a million. And if you're not good with your sleeps, you've been Netflix and chilling it even before Netflix was on, then yeah, you're going to end up with if you did 4 nights of bad sleep, then you ended up with 6,720 in 35 years. So that's just an example of how bad habits can just creep up on you. It just becomes a part of your life. You're not realizing it, and it's going to wreak havoc on your erections. So that's that whole thing of you must unlearn what you have learned. Uh-huh. So, hey, what's going on, Benny B? I see you, Lawrence T. We're going to answer that question in a bit. So, one of the things I want you guys to understand is that whole concept of you just getting old. I see it too many times. My man Vance sees it too many times with his friends. People just saying, and they're like, oh, I hit 50. So, working out, I need to lift lighter. I need to take it easy. I need to rest. No, the older you get, the more you're supposed to work. That's the way this is supposed to happen. There's some other things about that. You're supposed to, understand that this whole game that they've been playing with us, where it's like, don't worry about shit, just take a pill. Then come back. We got another pill for you. That's not the way this is supposed to work. It's bad for you. And like I mentioned before, not only is it the fact that we have the next generation coming up may not live as long as, if I had a son, he may not hit 50. That's what I'm saying. Also understand that we have boys who now have lower testosterone. Your testosterone is lower than your grandfather's. It's just the way the general population is, and your son's testosterone is lower than yours. And when I say that, it's some weird stuff that goes along with that. The space between their anus and their balls, that space right there, yeah, that gets shorter. There's actual physical repercussions to living with less testosterone. Weird, but true. Yeah, they have to have their checks to make sure their balls drop now. So things are different now. Better breathing. You have to do this all the time. I better go ahead, do it. Everybody, get your breath in, because basically we don't do that. We've been living a life of just shallow breaths because when you're dealing with stress, you breathe, you don't breathe as deeply. And we have to fix that because when you're doing that, you're increasing your blood flow, you're getting more blood into your body, you're giving your blood cells more oxygen, you actually get to live longer, and you get those good erections. So and you also have to get that sleep in. You have to get that sleep in because sleeping makes you smarter. It makes you more in control of yourself. That's the reason why it's like kids. If your kid does not get a good night's sleep, what happens? The next day, they're a mess. They're just, I don't want to do, and blah, 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 complaining the entire day. That is you. That is the way that it's just as adults, we don't have to, be too responsible to somebody else. It's like, yeah, you didn't get a good night's sleep, but now you're cranky the entire day. Everybody else is wrong. You don't understand why, you're trying to stick to that diet. Now it's really hard to do that. That's because you didn't get a good night's sleep. You're also talking about the fact that you're more stressed. Your testosterone levels aren't as high because they form while you sleep. You're not waking up with an erection at 66 or 36 or 26. All of these things add up. Uh-huh. Woo. Okay, sir. We are going to get to that question. That's ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. Uh-huh. All right, we want to get to that question. Great question, though. Great question. I'm just leaving it up there so I can make sure I get there. Uh-huh. So, and that's one of the other things about it. I don't have the picture available, but there's a model. This dude is like 50. He's out of South Korea. He just spends a lot of time sleeping. He makes sure to get sleep. He was a model before. He just makes sure to get a lot of sleep, and he's 50, and he looks like he's well into his 20s from sleep. It's free. It's free. And you have to get used to under eating or fasting, because as you get older, you're not supposed to eat as much. The whole goal of, when you're younger, your kids, they're constantly, and you constantly eating and eating and eating. It's like, damn, will you stop eating? I know my mother was getting on me. Every time I see you, you're in the refrigerator. Why are you always eating? Because you need that energy to grow. Once you hit that certain stage, basically around 21, you're supposed to be able to survive without eating as much. You don't need to create the energy. You have the energy. And besides, as a species, which we're doing right now, if you didn't level off, if you kept going up with the amount that you're eating, you're going to eat the planet away. And that's what we've been doing. What was supposed to be happening, everybody's supposed to hit 21 and start, eating less. We've been doing the opposite. So, and it's not good for your health, no matter what they say. And the other thing I was saying about fighting gravity, guys, you got to lift. The reason why you're going to lift is because as you lift, you're fighting gravity. The heavier you lift, the more strength you get, the more strength you have, the more your body's building up testosterone. More testosterone you have, the bursting and burning of testosterone fuels erections. That's the reason why you want to lift heavy. Once again, I don't have a problem with whatever type of exercise you do as long as you're moving. 50 to 7% of ED is because of blood flow. When you move, blood has to move. So the more you're moving, the more blood that you get. But once again, lifting heavy gives you that extra testosterone. Yes. John says that he's in agreement. Fasting is very important. It is very important. We talk about intermittent fasting. There's all different types of fasting. I have a video on that. But yeah, fasting is very important. When it comes down to it. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Yeah. So when it comes down to it, in terms of, eating, especially eating sweets, you want to eat for results and not for pleasure. Okay. That's a very important concept to understand. A lot of times we're just thinking that we can eat whatever we want to and it's going to be all good. It is not. You want to be able to make sure that you're eating the right things. When we're eating fruits and vegetables, we're getting that fiber. The fiber is great for your body. That's what you want to get in. When you're eating just straight up pure candy, sweets, that is rocket fuel. It actually attacks your liver. And your liver is where you're producing a lot of the things. You're cleaning the blood. So if the part of your body that cleans your blood is being attacked by the sugar, you see that doesn't work. And it just basically wears your body out. Sugar is rocket fuel for your body. And your body doesn't need rocket fuel; it needs regular fuel. So you don't want to get have your body get worn down because you're going too far with things. So get rid of that sweet tooth, fellas. And also, this is a crazy one. Alcohol is from the devil. It is from the devil, I tell you. And I'm not the one who made this up. This is back in the Bible. Jesus made wine. He didn't make wine every day. It was one time. Why do you remember one time? That's the only thing you remember about Jesus is the wine. Okay. All right. I got you. Let's see what your mind is. Let's get the party started. One time. So, but as you get older, guys, the alcohol becomes less of a joke because it affects you in a whole bunch of different ways that a lot of times you may not even know about. It actually attacks your teeth, your gum line. Alcohol increases the bacteria that's going to tear down your teeth. So if you trying to figure out why you have bleeding gums, but you don't eat a lot of candy, it's because you're drinking that alcohol. Got to be careful with that. All right, I got you, Benny B. We're going to get you on that. Got oysters on a half shell. And the number of times your liver can clean out this poison was for saying, fuck it, you on your own, player. We just going to let whatever go through. You're going to have fatty liver and a whole bunch of other things like that while you're becoming addicted to it and becomes harder to get off of it. So we want to be very careful with alcohol. And also, you want to aim for a 10, 10 on the sexual performance scale. Now, I understand. I'm an 8 myself. Getting to a 10 is difficult. To get to a 10, we're talking about that level of the morning erections. For even for morning erections, you can have the morning erection that's just talking about your erections. There's other things that you can constantly improve with your body. That's a mindset that you should have, that I want to improve constantly what's going on with my body so I don't have issues ever. I mean, for me, going to the doctor and actually enjoying it, when I go for my annual physical, I'm strutting up in that second. I'm like, hey, what you gonna tell me that's good? You ain't nothing. You can't tell me nothing bad. 3 years ago, oh, you can tell me all types of things that was wrong. But now, making the changes, it makes you better. But it's fine being at an 8. The things you have to do to be a 9 or a 10 has to become more habit forming. For me, I'm looking forward to making those changes so I can get to that 10 and not have to worry about anything. And the whole thing about eating death will cause death, that is because it is true. Yeah, we've been taught that eating animals constantly makes sense. It doesn't. It's like our ancestors did it. Now, they were gatherers. Hunting is hard. We think of hunting as being easy because we have guns and they're tied up in one spot, or we go to a forest where it's not a big forest, it's like a state park or some shit, and they got the culling. It's like, this is not the way that our ancestors lived. You think about it, if you have our ancestors and there's a burial site, there's a big old place where a city was and everything like that, and you see where the burial site was and they have the bones are still left there. Why isn't there a bigger pile of chicken bones, cow bones, ostrich bones, whatever bones were around at that time? That's because they couldn't eat like that. This is all new. All right. And of course, if you're eating energy, you get more energy. If you're drinking water, it's just much better for you. And I know I'm just like you guys. I've been taught this whole thing about eating meat and, just packaged foods, and, it's all good. The commercials, I mean, they made a science of it. I mean, think about it. I just saw Jamaican, what was that? Jerk potato chips. What? How do you get jerk potato chips? But this is the science that we're up against. They're trying to make everything taste good, tastes like something else. So it's just additives and chemicals that are doing that, not actual naturalness that we need. And of course, we have to talk about stress, fellas. Stress, stress, stress. Find what is ever stressing you in your life and get it out. People, situations, whatever it is, even if it's just the way you think, make sure you are getting stress out of your life, because it is the silent killer. It will tear through your body in ways that you're not even aware of. It'll wear you down. It'll keep you unfocused. It'll take you off of your path. And of course, the fastest way to de-stress yourself is to... I made a video talking about that, how important breathing is. A lot of people don't think about it, but you get mad and you're like, about to jerk off, jump off, jap off, just start smacking people or whatever. What ends up happening is like people are like, hey, calm down, breathe. So just go ahead and breathe now. Don't wait till you get super upset. So the thing is, fellas, I've been working with guys for a long time, 18 to 78. So I see this. I see the pattern that has happened. I've seen it in my own life. There are guys I work with who had who are abusing steroids and hadn't had an erection in 20 years. 20 years. Okay. So for my guys who are sitting there saying, well, once I get older, I don't have to worry about, I'm just going to sit around and blah, 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 blah. It's like, yeah, you could live to a good 85. So you're talking about, maybe from 55 to 85, not having an erection. Why would you do something like that to yourself when you can make the changes? So make sure you make those changes. And all of this can be avoided by focusing in on your habits. The more you get your habits taken care of, the less you have to worry about things. So yeah, like I said, Atomic Habits, a great book. It talks about this. You can control your life. Right now, your life may be controlled by a whole set of triggers that you're not aware of. It's like I walk past the refrigerator. It's like I got to get something to eat. It's Friday. That means you're supposed to drink something. It's a Super Bowl party. That means you're supposed to get some ribs. Slathered, porked up ribs and all this other kind. I mean, they're triggers. I mean, in the United States, we have a holiday every month that requires you to go out and eat some. So once you understand that, you're able to reset your triggers, train your brain so that it becomes easy. My whole path of going from eating 200 animals a month to, maybe 3 or 4 now, that was a long path. It took some time, but fortunately, with the book Atomic Habits, I've been able to make some other habits more natural. The thing is, I don't want to think about it. There's things I did in my youth that I don't think about anymore. I used to love oatmeal cream pies. I don't think about it anymore. So there is a point where it's like, yeah, other habits I had, like I'd go and grab something to drink, just whatever, just sit down, watch TV, and drink. Yeah, I had to get rid of that habit. It took a while, but it can be done, and it makes a huge, huge, huge difference. Hey, shout out to AZ boy. Uncle B, how come some mornings I wake up morning erections, others none? Also, how come it goes away as soon as I urinate? Oh, that's is it just a reaction of a full bladder? Yep. Let me answer that one quick second. Hey guys, just want to say one more thing before we get into the question and answers. Please go ahead and put your questions down. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Cost you nothing, but you're going to get a whole bunch of information. I guarantee you that. You do want to hit that notification bell. We do this every Thursday. And Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you set your calendar so we can get it in. And once again, my name is Brian, aka Uncle B. Good to see you here. All right, let's get into it. So, AZB boy. All right, the whole. I saw the picture there. Hold. It's a little boy, little girl. Okay. So how come some mornings I wake up, morning erections, others none? It really just depends on a certain set of pieces of information. The way that I broke it down is called the ESEIS system. That's ESEIS: exercise, sleep, energy. Energy, sleep, exercise, intermittent fasting, and your soul. So when you talk about energy, it's like, what did you eat the day before? That's going to have a huge effect on your erections, because if you're eating too much, you have too much on your stomach, your body has to digest the food. That takes a lot of energy. If you eat late, even while you're asleep, your body has to take care of that. It's going to take up energy. If you're eating meat, that's going to lower the blood flow to your penis. Your 5 erections overnight are not going to be as full. They're not going to last as long. And so that's going to affect your morning erection. The sleep, what kind of sleep did you get? Is it a full 8 hours, or was it 4 hours? Was it purely uninterrupted deep sleep, or was it, something was, like the other night, firecrackers were going off all night up until 2:00 right outside my window. So was it interrupted sleep? As far as your exercise is concerned, had you, not exercised for a few days, or was it that you over exercised? You just burnt through a whole bunch of your testosterone that day by, running a marathon or something like that. Not even a marathon, just wearing yourself out. Intermittent fasting, did you give your body a break? So your testosterone levels in the morning, if you're just doing intermittent fasting in the morning, you don't eat until 12:00, 1:00 in the afternoon. Your body is building up HGH. As soon as you eat something, your testosterone levels are like, hey, okay, we're good for today. And also your stress levels. Obviously, if you are stressed, you're so stressed you can't go to sleep. You're so stressed you can't focus. Well, you can be so stressed you don't have your morning erections. So that's the reason why I came up with that ESEIS system, because it just basically explains everything in terms of what can go on. I mean, you could start diving deeper into was your sleep not good because you hadn't been in the sun earlier that day? So your whole pattern is just off. So it's a whole bunch of reasons why it goes from day to day. But the good thing is you can record it. So if you wake up and you realize you don't have that morning erection, also, who are you with when you wake up in the morning? Uh, were you with somebody or were you not with somebody? Was the person you're with pleasing to you or displeasing to you? That can have an effect also. So, and also the question about goes away as soon as you urinate. Yep, that's just the way your body's designed. Uh, Having an erection and peeing at the same time, while possible, is not helpful. So, yeah, it's just going to go away. It is a reaction to your full bladder. It's just the way that things are. So, yep. Mm-hmm. Oh, this oatmeal cream pies and Doritos, good stuff. Yeah. I was stuffed. That's for sure. I was definitely stuffed. Uh, yep. Yeah. He says scripture also advocates fasting. That is so very true. Uh huh. Jesus fasted. Moses fasted. Mm-hmm. No food, no water. Be very careful with dry fasting. Very careful with dry fasting. That could cause some issues. All right, let's hop into it with some more questions here. Great questions. Love it, love it, love it. Let me see. All right. Hold on one second. All right. I've been having a problem with ejaculating too fast. 2 minute, 2 minutes and noodles. Okay. So I was asking, how can I prolong the sex? Well, it's quite a variety of things that you can do. So typically, that's a deeper conversation. It's really just a question of like what's going on. I mean, a lot of times it's that you're with the person that turns you on so much, you're just coming faster. That's irritating as it may be for both you and her. That can happen. Okay, what just happened? Hmm. All right, there we go. Okay. Yeah. Sorry about that, fellas. Not sure what happened there. Technical difficulties. But yeah. So yeah. So the thing that you want to do, I always say that foreplay is for men. The more foreplay you have, the more you're building up your testosterone. More testosterone you have, the more stamina you have. So, for example, taking African fly. African fly increases your testosterone, increases your blood flow. So we have a lot of guys who take African fly to work out with. I do that myself. I take African fly to work out, especially adding it to my beet juice and taking my sea moss. I do that every morning. Gives me that unfair advantage in the gym. But that's something that you need. You need to build up your stamina. And if you're with a woman and you're just, cuddling, hugging, kissing, doing that for longer, then you're going to build up your stamina. You'll be able to last longer. There's a couple other smaller things like making sure you go to the bathroom beforehand and things like that. But yeah. You want to definitely get your freak on early, just the freak part, and then when you get to the other F part, have fun. All right. Uh, all right. We have a Albert has sort of the same issue, along with a brain. I have a brain injury and take testosterone, and I have erectile dysfunction, and I come fast. How do I get better erections and quit being a minute man? Um, all right. When you say you take testosterone, that gives me pause right there. Um, when you say take testosterone, that's exogenous testosterone. I'm assuming that means you're taking a testosterone pill, a patch, or you're getting injections. There is an issue with that. I'm not sure what type of brain injury that you had that would, if that's part of the reason why you're taking that. But when you're taking testosterone from outside of your body, sticking it into your body, it causes all types of problems, and that is because your body's like, I didn't dial it up. The pituitary gland didn't say yes, the testes didn't say yes. It's like, where did this come from? So what it's going to do, your is going to start cycling. It's going to say, hey, there's too much testosterone, so we have to dial up more estrogen so we can balance it out. Your body has to stay in balance with your testosterone and your estrogen. And then, you add some more testosterone, it's going to dial up some more estrogen. And then you're going to start running into problems with that because it becomes a cyclical issue. So I would say the first thing you need to do is to take stock of what's going on with the testosterone. If you don't have to take it, don't take it. Testosterone replacement therapy is not great. Not only will it, cause you to cycle through a whole bunch of different issues, you're messing with your endocrine system, you're going to run into some issues. So I would say be very careful with that off break. Off break. Let's see. Hold on. Hey, Nikki, can you scroll up just a little bit for me? Let me see. A little bit more, a little bit more. She's on a time delay with it. But yeah, so yeah, you want to be very careful with taking that test. So all those other things that you're dealing with, not having ED or coming too fast. I mean, those are two different things. So you don't work, but then when you do work, you work overtime. That's a product of having that excess testosterone from outside of your body. Testosterone builds overnight while you're sleeping. It's needed to repair your muscle fibers when you strain them. So exercise, lift heavy, get better sleep. That'll help improve your testosterone. Okay. All right. Good questions. Good question, fellas. Woo, y'all don't play. Y'all don't play. All right, let's go ahead and get to this one right here. Hey, Brian, my psychiatrist has prescribed me lexapro for my stress and anxiety. Should I cave in and grab the medicine or just focus on food? I've been plant-based vegan for 2 months, by the way. All right. I am not a psychiatrist. I'm not a doctor. I don't play one on YouTube. So I don't want to say, I'm not even familiar with Lexapro. So I'm not going to say whether or not you should do that. Just want to give you some information. Consult with your doctor, see what you do. I would say that, yeah, it is better to focus in on the foods, obviously. And you've been plant-based vegan for 2 months. Keep going with the plant-based. I understand you're transitioning, so you still have that vegan side going on. But yeah, you want to be very careful with that. And also, when you talk about stress and anxiety, especially with stress and anxiety, medications, they tend to not help with your erections. So if that's the issue for you, then it's going to become more of an issue if you continue on taking that. And really, the case should be that you're getting off of it. If you're working with your psychiatrist, you should be asking your psychiatrist, okay, I'm taking these pills. How do I get off of the pills? If they can't give you the answer for that, then you need to search for more answers. But if you're dealing with stress and anxiety, some of the things I talk about also is it's going to help. The better you eat, the less stress and anxiety you're going to have. That deep breathing exercises, that helps. Just getting sleep, that helps. So you have to think about it. We're now into a society where I think it's like 25% of women are taking pills, anxiety pills, and things like that. It's because of society. Obviously, just 100 years ago, that wasn't happening. I mean, there was different levels of stress and things like that. People didn't have all the information, but it's like we've taken it too far. It's like everything's just a pill, just a pill, just a pill. It's like, yeah, you're going to have to relax. Once again, I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not telling you exactly what to do, but those are some hints right there. Just take care of your body. And hopefully that will be better than staying on these medicines for any length of time. All right. Hope that answered your question right there. Uh-huh. All right. Oh, yeah. And Lexapro is known to, Lexapro is known to cause ED. Yeah. Just got that information right there. So, yep, there we go. Yep. So, great question. Love it. Hey, Nikki, can you scroll up one more time for me? Let's see. Fred Harris, yeah, Uncle B, I got a bottle of African Fly yesterday. I haven't tried it yet. Thank you. Hey, go ahead, get to it. Get to it, sir. Get better. Let us know how it is going. All right. All right. So Benny B, I've heard oysters can help sexually because of its high zinc content. Thoughts on that, please? Yeah, it's the zinc. Oysters are zinc is in the crust of the earth. So the oysters are basically down there in the crust of the earth. They're also bottom feeders. Crabs, lobsters, they're bottom feeders, they're scavengers, they're junkyard dogs. I know. When I saw that myself, I was like, not the Alaskan snow crabs with the butter and the Chesapeake Bay seasoning. No, no, they're the rats of the ocean. Yeah, yeah. So you have a high fat, high saturated fat in it. Yes, I know it's horrible. So it's better to go with there a bunch of plant based. I did a video on zinc. I don't know. I can't remember off the top of my head all of the different plants that have more zinc in it, and there's also different zinc pills. So you still want to be careful with the zinc pills. It's preferable to get them from a plant based source. Plenty of beans have zinc in them. So yeah, and so yeah, zinc is very helpful in the formation of erections and your sperm count. So that's the reason why people say with the oysters is supposed to turn you on. It's not an aphrodisiac. It just helps with your zinc levels. So there it is. There it is. All right. Great question, man. Great question. Appreciate you. Oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. All right. Uh huh. All right. Rule, man. I've always had morning erections, but now they're soft or even none. Is there anything wrong? Well, yes and no. The good part is that you're getting older. The bad part is that you're aging. So you want to correct that. So if you had those morning erections, basically you were on top of the world. You obviously you have a pattern. So guys, basically anytime your body is one way and then it starts changing to another, there is of course the issue of age, but that's not the first thing you need to look at. The first thing you need to look at is the pattern that you have. So there were things that you were doing when you were younger that you never thought about. Me, when I was younger, I was killing the pizza. I was in the pizza game for real in these streets. I mean, literally, it was just go after the club, pizza. And then one night I went to the club and then a pizza. And my body was like, word, you gonna do that. You ain't know about you ain't know that your body's not supposed to be taking in this much cheese. Go to the bathroom tomorrow morning, see what happened. I want you to take a mirror and look at the face that you make while you're in there. Yeah. Yeah. Cheese doesn't work for me. It was working for years, and then all of a sudden it wasn't. Salmon, used to love salmon, working for years, then all of a sudden working. Staying up late and then being able to just hop up and go to work was working for years. Drinking alcohol and then going to have sex worked for years, and then no. So it's a pattern. So what you need to do is just go ahead and look and see what that pattern is. And once again, it is back to the easiest, those 5 things. What are you eating? How much energy are you getting? How much sleep? What level of exercise? Are you giving your body a break with fasting? And are you stressed? Those things. So you want to be careful with all of that. I hope that answers your question there, sir. All right. Hold on to see. All right, yeah, we'll check with Jay in a second. Moonshine. Okay. What's going on with you, sir? So I've cut a lot of stuff from my diet, including sugar, and now I want to put on back a couple of more pounds. Suggestions? Okay, you want to put back on more weight? Basically, I guess the question is how much more weight, and what are you doing with that weight? So and you have to forgive me. I haven't really researched how to get bigger because I've always been able to get bigger. But I do know. Here's the thing, guys. Your body is malleable, as in it can change. And so a lot of times, once again, it's the pattern that we're doing. I have a friend, even some people in the room, was like, "Oh, it's hard for me to gain weight. Hard for me to gain weight." Then shows me a picture of him when he gained weight with his wife. 245 went from what is he like? 175. Went from 175 to 245. Good Lord. Oh, you loved her and that baby. Good Lord. So yeah, I mean, it's just it's the quantity of what you're eating. So I don't have a ton of suggestions. It's literally eat more. I mean, it's literally that you want to be very careful with what you eat, what you eat to benefit you, but it's literally eating more. Yeah, and it's sort of funny how me and my man we had that exchange. He wants to get bigger, I want to get smaller, and I'm like, just eat, just do what I do. This is oatmeal cream pies and Doritos. That did it for me. Now I'm paying the price. It take forever to drop this weight. So yeah, gotta be careful there. All right, great question though. So great question. Uh huh. All right, so we're gonna tackle this one right here with my man Jay. So SARMs are bad for you. I was proposed by a friend who started bodybuilding. Okay. Uh, whew. All right. So SARMs are not anabolic steroids. They are a class of drugs with synthetic ligands that bind to androgen receptors. They are banned by sport regulators such as the World Anti-Doping Agency. There is not yet enough evidence to consider SARMs a safe alternative to steroids to bulking up. All right. Here's the thing. Once again, with the drugs, uh, drugs are shortcuts, typically. I mean, that's what they are. It's like your body responds to different things. Whenever you're taking a drug, you have to check and make sure what are the other side effects that it's going to have. So, if it's for, uh, if you, especially if you started bodybuilding, there are so many other things you can do. To me, if you're going to be on that level, even I'd say this to people. I've said this before about protein shakes. It's like protein shakes were designed in the 70s for professional bodybuilders. They weren't designed for the guy that's going to the gym 3 or 4 times a week for an hour. They were designed for people who were going to the gym, 6 hours a day, days at a time. That, where your body's to the point where it's like regular food is not going to take you to that level of competition. If you're starting bodybuilding, you're nowhere near that. You're just shortcutting the process, and it's going to cost you in a bunch of different ways. So you want to be very careful with that. Highly careful with that. There's going to be some. They're typically always, that's the reason why. I mean, a couple of things to think about. First of all, those commercials you see on TV where it's like, take that's and then, you see some people skipping along in the field and holding hands and all this other kind of stuff. And at the end, before, you remember back when they first came out and at the end of the commercials, make all stuff, they're going to do death and shitting all over the place. They would talk fast. Now they talk slow and pretty while they're showing images of people skipping along may cause death and or cancer. But those wrinkles will be gone any second now. Like, what? I'll be dead, but I'll be wrinkle free. Nah. No. All right. Oh, we got to get to this one. All right. Let me see if I can put this up right quick. All right, there we go. Hey there, Lewis. I am in my 60s and taking high blood pressure pills. Can I use African fly? My preference for you is that you actually get off of the blood pressure pills. And this is because there are so many other ways to take care of your body other than staying on the pills. I know of there was a guy who I was talking with recently, and he was on blood pressure pills for 25 years. And now he has ED because the blood pressure pills work to the point that he no longer has blood pressure going to his penis. So it's vitally important that you get off of those pills. Pills are not, Western medicine says you don't have to do anything, just take our pills. That doesn't make any sense. Believe me, if I get into an accident, drug me up, give me whatever drugs that I'm supposed to have so I can heal, but don't tell me I'm supposed to be on the drugs for any length of time. That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense that I come to a doctor and say, hey, doc, what's going on? They do the diagnosis. You have high blood pressure. Okay, you're going to give me some pills? And he's like, yes, here's these pills. And so you take these pills for the next 25 years. Like, hold up. I came for you you told me that I have high blood pressure. You're not going to tell me how to get off of high blood pressure. You're going to tell me how to maintain it. That's some devil. That's some devil work right there. I understands the devil. That's some devil work. Nah. I would prefer that you get off of that. We do have some people who do. The issue is that African fly helps dilate the blood vessels. The blood pressure medicine that you're taking can also do that too. And at the same time, it's not helping you. So, we often say that my goal for guys who are taking African fly is to get you to the point where you don't need it. That's not the medical professions, and that's not the way they design their drugs. So I can't tell you to, if you're taking African fly, that you can substitute it for this drug. I'm not sure how long you've been on the drug, and what's going on exactly, what your physical state is. But typically that means that you're, it could mean that you're overweight, that there's other things going on. You have to look at those 5 things that I always talk about: your energy, your sleep, your exercise, how much intermittent fasting you do, and what level of stress. Those things you take a look at, fix all 5 of those things so you can get off those high blood pressure medicines. Then, hey, yeah, sure, African fly, go for it. Yeah. All right. Great question, though. Appreciate that. Oh, wow. Kevin, this also goes into that. How to effectively get off of testosterone replacement therapy. That is actually a difficult one, because once again, you're messing with your endocrine system, and there are a bunch of bad situations. So if you're telling your body like, hey, you don't have to produce testosterone, we'll get it from somewhere else. Your body's like, okay, fine with me. I'll just keep on pumping up this estrogen. And then you say, okay, well, we're going to take away this testosterone and go for it. And your body has a lot of functions outside of erections that it needs testosterone for. And so you're going to run into some issues. So really it's working with your doctor and explaining that you want to get off of it. And that, you have to do the other things that it requires for your testosterone levels to go up. We're talking about eating the right foods, and taking care of your body, all the things I've just said. Because at some point, you will have to stay on it. That's the thing. The 2 main things that, from my understanding, that are problematic with this is the fact that you're going to end up needing to, actually, let me shut this down. That is not what I meant to do. Sorry about that. Hold on, fellas. Is the fact that you're going to run into issues later on in life in terms of not being able to get off of it, 1, and 2, becoming infertile. So, yeah, it's an imperative that you do take the time, talk with your doctor, see what you can do to, lower the dosage, do the right things so you can get your testosterone the way it's supposed to be. Okay. I hope that answered your question. That's a serious question, though. That is a serious question. All right. Oh, hold on. I gotta get to this one. Let me see if I can put this up right quick. Where's that question? I gotta find it. That's a good one. Hold on 1 second. I'll just read it. I can't find it. Oh man, that's a good one. Why can't I find it? Anyway, so Lawrence Turner, how can I achieve a 2nd and 3rd ejaculation after refractory period? You just greedy, ain't you? That's a good question right there. I did a video talking about the refractory period and the things that are needed to get back up. The older you get, the harder it is become to get the refractory period going on. There are a bunch of chemical reactions that happen. Basically, the reason why you lose your erection after having sex is so you can stop fucking. That's the real answer. And that is because the shape of your penis will actually pull the sperm back out, which is the opposite of what you want to do. Now, to us in our human high-level thinking society brain, it's like, what? I just want to keep on having sex. For our primitive brain and our primitive body, the design that it was made for is like, once you dump it in there, you're supposed to leave it in there, not keep pumping it and pull it back out. Sperm, I'm saying sperm. So, when it comes to your refractory period, yeah, it's once again, it's taking care of yourself. You need that testosterone level up so that you can get back up faster. So really, it's your testosterone. If you're taking African fly, that can help because it's going to help you with your testosterone and your blood flow. But yeah, you're just greedy, man. That's funny. That's funny. I love it. I love it though. I mean, I ain't mad at you at all. Uh, Mark K asks, "Will African fly increase my sex drive?" Yes. Yeah. That is what it's meant to do. Actually, when you take African fly, your hands and feet will feel cooler because it's being drawn. The blood is being drawn to the center of your body, your erogenous zones, and also it releases inhibitions in your brain. That's part of what your hembe does. So the formula has like 8 different herbs that help in so many different ways with digestion, with circulation from the kola nut, digestion from the ginger, your hembe is helping with your testosterone. We hooked it up for you. Hooked it up. Jay also asks, Jay Hendricks, does eating 4 times a day, can it affect my erection? I intermittent fasting till 12. It depends on what you're eating in those 4 times a day. Intermittent fasting, that's great. And also, it's a question of what times are you eating before you're going to sleep. If you're eating, you need to have like a good 3 hours between your last meal and going to sleep so your body can go to sleep without finishing digesting. And also, if you're eating a meat-based diet, that's going to slow down the process of digestion, and your body has to clear out all the saturated fat from the animals. Okay. All right. Let me see. I think I saw this one. Yep. There you go. What's going on, Brian? Your mama had a good idea when she named you Brian. All right. Can you take L-arginine or L-carotene with African flower, or is that too much? I wouldn't recommend it taking it as a pill. L-arginine is a precursor to nitric oxide, and nitric oxide helps blood flow in your body. You can just eat watermelon. That would do it. It has L-arginine in it. It is nature's Viagra. So I prefer that you eat the food instead of taking another pill. There we go. Great question. Great question. Let me see. What am I looking at right there? Oh, all right. It's 9:57, guys. If I missed your question, I'm so sorry. I do want to respect everybody's time and mine because I need to get some sleep in. What's going on, Coco? What's going on, JD? Yeah, there's a whole bunch of questions. I do want to get this question in because it's sort of important. Would you recommend African fly to someone recovering from porn-induced erectile dysfunction? All right. Well, yes, but I'm more concerned with the porn-induced erectile dysfunction because porn is habit forming. And the issue is not only that of it's a question. Because when you say you're looking at porn, if you're masturbating to porn, that means that you're getting an erection. So when we say porn-induced erectile dysfunction, you're actually talking about you have an erectile dysfunction while you're dealing with a woman. I'm assuming that's the situation that you're in. So the issue is that when you're doing that, when you're looking at, especially now you have so many different images, and, you have your porn sites where it's like you get the chubby ones and you get the BBWs and you got the short and you got Russians, you got Ethiopians. It's all types of categories, and you're flashing through them like this. It's like, oh, I don't like that scene. I like this. I like this position. I like that. And blah, blah. The choices are too much. It's coming to your brain. So now it's not a question of just your physical, because you can get an erection. The issue is that your brain is now not connecting with her because it's switching too fast. Like, hey, you're supposed to change position. You're just, yeah. So you're not getting up. The signals to the signal from your brain to your Johnson is screwed up. So really, it's a matter of stopping with the porn more than anything. Give yourself a porn break. Actually did a quick coaching video that's going to be coming out really shortly talking about that. You really need to focus on this because after a while, your brain, it's a brain. It's sort of like, it's how they say you can, you can always If you know how to ride a bike, you can get back on the bike. So it's like, like a guy like me, I haven't had a bike in years, and recently just went to try out a bike. I hadn't been on a bike in minimum 10 years. Back on the bike because it's already etched into my brain. So if you've been watching porn for so long, it gets etched into your brain. You got to stop. Hopefully, your brain you can start rewiring it. You get the woman that you need and everything. It'll help you rewire, and you won't have to worry about that level of ED. I'm going to do another video about that because it's very important. We're reaching a different plateau nowadays when it comes to that. One last question, Mark. Hey, should I be worried if I'm not getting morning erections? I'm 41 years of age and have good health. You don't have to be worried if you don't. When I say, that's the pinnacle, that's like a level 10. It's a level 10. If you can have erections or demand, or, if it takes some stimulation for you to have erections, that's still fine. So it's not something to be worried about. It's a goal to have. It just says that you're doing a lot of the right things. Your testosterone's good. Your blood flow is good. It's optimal. Your body's working as well as possible. So great question, guys. We're now at 10:01. Just ran 1 minute over. But hey, if you could do me a favor before you leave out, if you could go ahead and hit that like button. If you haven't done it, hit the subscribe button. If you stayed around this long, let me go ahead and give you a discount code for African Fly. If you haven't tried it out, that is AF10. You can go to africanfly.com. We got videos. We have a whole bunch of information. It's a dope product. I use it. I love it. And I think you will too. Does whey protein. We were just talking about this. And pre-workout drinks cause erectile dysfunction. There's a lot of sugar in those things. I'm not sure why. Oh, I know why. Because you don't need it. They're just trying to sell it to you. That's just... first thing in the morning after my workout, I get a shake, a sugar shake. So it can cause problems. I don't think it'll cause erectile dysfunction, but it can cause problems. So once again, fellas, appreciate it. See you next Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Next Thursday. Oh, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. So look out for the video that comes out at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, my camera is even saying it's time to go. So, hey, this is Uncle B saying, get your game up and go hard. I'll check you out next time. Peace out.